Hello, I'm Canningbomb, and welcome to my spoiler-filled review of Spider-Man for the PS4. Now, I know everyone's reviewed this game, but I don't want to be a reviewer. I'm just a fan who was passionate about this game and was looking forward to it being released. I was very excited, and it was my most anticipated game of the year. And I have to say, I was not disappointed. Insomniac Games have gone all out in this, and it almost made a near-perfect game. First, there's the graphics, look beautiful, even playing on the PS4. It's just fun to just swing around the city. The amount of times I've just done that about doing missions is just boggling, completely mind-boggling. And from the costumes to the gadgets, all the combat, there's just so much to do in this game, and so much that could have gone wrong. Like, for one, microtransactions. Just by playing the game, you can see how easily it would have been for them to make it so you have to buy the costumes, or even some of the gadgets. But now the whole game is just a love letter to fans of Spider-Man. Hell, don't have to be a fan of Spider-Man to love this game. First, there's the combat. It was good. Now, a lot of people say it's like the Arkham games, and yes, it does feel like that at times, but they refined it to a point it feels new. One of the things I really liked was when the spider sense went off, and there was no button to press triangle, O. You had to pay attention and watch for the sense. If you didn't, you'd end up probably getting killed. It's a nice level of difficulty. Ugh, that was horrible, sorry. Anyway, the difficulty. For me, it was a nice level. It's no Dark Souls difficulty, but you don't really want that for a Spider-Man game. Maybe you do, at least I didn't. And it was a nice level of difficulty. Like in the early game, some of his powers and gadgets felt a bit overpowered, such as his web blossom or his spider drones. But as you get further in the game, the enemies get tougher, and them gadgets don't seem to work as well as they did. And I like that. It forced you to think more strategic of how you empty battle. You could get into stealthy, take out a few snipers and whatnot, or you can just jump in, use a crowd control ability, and take off a few stragglers. And then, when you're done, you just swing off back to New York. Another one of the features I like is when Spidey kicks someone off a roof, they don't like instantly die. Oh, Spider killed someone. Nope, they get webs to the side of the building, which I thought was a little nice thing to add, because many games where you play as someone who doesn't kill, Batman, he blatantly has killed someone, but nope, you can blatantly see they've been webbed to a building, even though they may not ever get down. But that's beside the point. Then there's New York City itself. The city looks beautiful. Now, I've never been to New York, so can't say how, but from what I've seen of New York, it does look pretty damn good. From the landmarks from both the real world city of New York and landmarks from the Marvel Universe, it's just so much to explore. And all the little missions, from the random crimes pop up, taskmasters, challenges, and everything else in between. There's just a lot to do in that city, and a lot to explore. I'm not going to go through every Easter egg because I ain't got that kind of time. But some of my favourites are Sanctum Sanctorum, Doctor Strange's home, Damage Control, which I like because it explains how the Marvel world gets fixed so quickly after huge battles. It's a nice little place. And was obviously replacing the Bull, Lockjaw, the dog of the Inhumans royal family. Just nice little things. Yeah, just fun just to go around New York City to see all the Easter eggs you can find. It was put a lot of time and effort into it. It was really enjoyable. Now to the gameplay. It is smooth. From the web swinging to running up walls to the stealth, and even the MJ and Miles segments. Hell, even parts where you just play as Peter and walk around Feast. I like talking to all the NPCs and seeing how their stories will end. It's all enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to New Game Plus and DLC that is coming. Now, before I get to the story, I would like to mention two things I really liked. Both are not earth-shattering things that rock the game world by storm, but it's things I liked. One is that each suit has their own special power. Well, most of them. I like the fact that you can swap and change the power in the suit. You don't have to wear specific power to that suit and you're stuck at that. No, because you can swap and change. So I like that feature. It's really nice because, probably like me, and a lot of players want to switch out their costumes a lot, but they may want to keep one specific power. and it's a nice little feature, and I like that they add that. The second is it's dumb, but for me, who's played games for a very long time, it was a fun thing to add it in. It's the fact that Spidey doesn't die when he enters water. I know it's stupid, but so many games from the Batman, Red Dead, GTA, you enter water, you're dead. And even old Spider-Man games was the same. But when I was doing one of the things to collect an item, I fell in water and I lived. I was shocked. I got out and then jumped back in because I was so shocked. I had to make sure I didn't see things. It was just something I found hilarious, and I like that they added it in. Now I know I've been singing this game's praises over and over, and you're probably thinking, is there anything you don't like? Well, yes, there are a little few things, but nothing minor. But the biggest pet peeve of mine is the wall climbing. Now, running up walls is fine, it's fun, the parkour is all fine, but actually walking up walls is annoying. Climbing up walls is annoying. This feels clunky and awkward. Even the fact you can't wall round corners, like you just feels out of place. Luckily, it's not in the game enough to take away the overall full appeal of the game. Just wanted to add it in. Now, onto the story. It is a Spider-Man story, and what I mean by that is it feels like it's straight out of the comic books, which is not surprising since I believe a lot of the writers have done a lot of Marvel stories throughout the years. From the villains and all the twists and turns, it was one hell of a ride, and there were so many things I did not see coming. Now, the first thing I like about it is not an origin story. Thank God, because we all know Peter Parker's background. Everyone who's going to play this game should know how he got his powers and why he's doing what he's doing. Also, he's in his 20s. He's a much mature Spider-Man. It's nice to see him trying to balance his life out and all the relationships he's built instead of some slowly coming together, like May and MJ. Also like his relationship with Miles and Captain Yuri Watanabe, if I pronounced that correctly. The banter between the two of them is just so much fun to hear, just winging from New York. Now I could go on and on about this game, but this is already too long, and you're probably all sick of my voice. So I'm just going to list off some of the stuff I really liked. 1. The villains. Their new looks they all got is really nice. Much more I can say about that. One of my favourite boss fights is Electro and Vulture. It was just really enjoyable for me. And the newest villain, Mr. Negative. Now, before playing this game, I knew very little about him. Not as well as I know the others, members of Spidey's Rogue Gallery. It was fun learning about him, being one of the new villains and all. By the way, I know he's not that new, but compared to other villains in his gallery, he's a baby. Now for why this is one of the most emotional endings in gaming for me for a long time. See, the thing that surprised me about this game was Otto Octavius, because for me, Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus, one of Spider-Man's big bads, never felt like a sympathetic character, except for maybe in Spider-Man 2. He always came across as arrogant, stuck up, person who thinks he's better than everyone else, smartest person on the planet. No one you really feel sorry for. So when I started playing this game and saw that he was a guy trying to make the world a better place with his genius, but kept getting put down and by Norman Osborn trying to control him and his genius and his work, felt something bad for him. And then as time went on, you slowly start to see that you're helping him develop the stuff that will make him into Dr. Octopus. And I started really feeling shitty about it, because I'm making this villain. And then it got to the prison break, when it was revealed that Doc Ock orchestrated the entire prison break of both the Raft and Rikers. And I don't know why, but it shocked me. Maybe it was because it felt really quick from him to go from Octavius to Doc Ock, or maybe because for the whole time I thought Kingpin was the mastermind. But it just felt really felt hurt that I've created a monster, and you can even see hear the shock in Peter's voice. Then we get to the last fight. For me, it was emotional because Peter didn't want to fight this man. This man he was admired so much, looked up to. You could just tell this is a fight he did not want. And then when it was revealed that Ock knew Peter was Spider-Man the whole time, you could just feel the betrayal Peter felt. It was heart-wrenching. And for the fact that Doc Ock basically holds the entire city hostage, this is a roller coaster. And then we get to the end of the game, and the death of May Parker. I have to say, it hit me like a punch to the gut. Now, if this was just a new IP, all new characters, this death wouldn't have still been sad, but not as sad as the death of May Parker, because people who play this game are most likely Spider-Man fans, and the death will hit a lot of people hard because we fans know how much May has been there for Peter through it all. A smile, a hug, to advice, whatever Peter needed, May got from him, and she was one of the nicest people in the Marvel universe. And her death brought me to tears. You could feel the pain Peter was going through. If by some chance at the end you were given the option, I would have saved May. New York would have burned. It was heartbreaking. I believe it was very brave the writers to take the risk, because it could not have gone well if it was poor received. But it's a big gamble, and I'd say it was well worth the risk. Then we get to the post-credit scenes. First one is nice. It's just Peter and Miles showing off their spider powers to each other, which is all good. It means hopefully we get to play Miles soon, which would be nice, because we'll be able to use his powers that Peter doesn't have access to, like his stealth and his Venom Shock ability. But then there was a second post-credit scene with Harry Osborn in that tank of whatever it is, surrounded by the symbiote. Now, throughout the game, when I saw that the symbiote suit was not in the game, I was highly upset, because I like that suit. It's one of my favourites. I know it's basic and obvious, but I like the suit. So when I saw it wasn't there, I was upset. But then when I saw the ending and saw Harry and the symbiote, I could see they have big things planned for this new franchise. And I'm saying it's a new franchise because how well this game's received, there'll be more to it. I'm looking forward to in the future to fight Venom. And that's my review. I know that there is a lot wrong with it, but I love this game. I just really wanted to share my thoughts on it. If there are any games you'd like to see me play, just ask. I will not play horror games because I'm a chicken when it comes to horror games, but if I do hit any milestones, I might play some. So for that, you have to like, comment and subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified for more videos. And thanks for watching.